So I'm making a 2D puzzle game about an egg. In this game you have to put action triggers on the map and the player egg does all these actions. Let's say you place a trigger jump, when the player touches the trigger, he jumps. The idea is that simple, yeah. I also want to make this game in a month. Why? Because for some reason I like dropping projects after working on them for too long. And you might ask, why am I already playing it? Because it's already finished. I just want to tell you a story. Alright, so first I had to think of a character, and after some concepts we decided to end on a character like this. Wait, who's we? Oh, by the way, I'm making this game with a friend of mine, meet Bubble. We decided that I work mostly on game art and sounds, and he writes the scripts. Well, Bubble can't really start programming without at least some placeholders. So I quickly made the character and action triggers. Yeah, originally I wanted to make vector graphics since I already have some experience in it, but after some time I switched the art style to more hand-drawn. Our game is heavily inspired by Txrnto and Grow Your Garden. So since everything will be hand-drawn, instead of Illustrator I used Adobe Animate. This was actually my first time using it, and first time making a frame animation. Yeah, I usually animate by moving different parts of the character in Unity. Okay, I started drawing test animations, and if you're gonna animate something, I highly recommend you to find some references. I used this simple walk cycle reference, which apparently saved a lot of time for me. Trust me, you don't have to reinvent such basic things. Alright, just for those motherfuckers who complain that they can draw, I can teach you in like 10 seconds. First of all, everything should be made of simple shapes. The egg character is just a combination of ovals, squares and triangles. Then I just add some base color and add some shadows and highlights on the stuff. By the way, I don't even know how light works. And voila, I'm actually pretty happy with the result of using this workflow for the first time. Oh, and I also made an animation for when the player shoots with his gun. So while I was drawing the character, my broski Bubble finished some scripts and made the action trigger system. Now the game is already functionable, but right now you can't really place these triggers yourself, which is the whole point of the game. So I made a drag and drop placement system, which took me quite a lot of time to code, but it was worth it. And by the way, during development of this game, I got inspired a lot by the game that Piggies. So this is what we made in the first week. So now let's begin with the second. So we made all the basic things for the game. Now what's left is to add more content and make it look at least like a game. And that's what we started to do. I drew a lot that week. One of the most important things was a tile map. What is a tile map? Tile map is basically a bunch of images that you would need for creating a map for the game. All the non-interactable things, at least in our case. And bro, drawing a tile map caused such a big pain in my head, but once done, it looked really nice. Not here, after I imported it into the Unity. Now we can make almost any map that is possible. And what mostly took my time was making connections between tiles seamless. Oh, by the way, after some setuping, Unity now automatically chooses which tile should be placed. That week I also drew other stuff like different platforms, targets, a door that opens when you press on a button. A puzzle game is not a puzzle game without doors that opens by pressing on a button. Oh, and I also made this character. A snail. Oh wait, he doesn't look happy. Hold on, wait. Okay, we already worked on the visual aspect, but let's not forget about the audio aspect of the game too. And on the second week I also did that. Most of the sounds that are in the game were taken from freesound.org. Now this is not sponsored unfortunately, but there are 2 sounds that I recorded myself. Yo, once you see how I recorded it, you won't forget it. What's up? I'm gonna record some sounds for the game now. Yeah, I just made the sound myself. It is actually really interesting. I saw a lot of sound designers creating unique sounds just by using their mouth. Alright, game needs some music, and I usually asked composers to make music for my previous games, but here I decided to make it myself. Luckily I have some experience in it. Yeah, making the soundtrack actually deserves a whole separate video. Alright, half of the month has already passed. We have made all the game mechanics we needed, but now it's time for one of the most important parts of the game development, game polishing. So this week I mostly worked on user interface. I made the main menu, post menu, well selection and settings menu, while Babu worked on some optimization. Well, puzzles in our game are not meant to be finished in the first try, and each iteration requires a restart. And the way restarting works right now is that it basically rebuilds the whole level. It happens pretty fast, takes like a half a second, but the game will get restarted tens if not hundreds of times. And that half a second will become annoying really fast. So to optimize it, instead of rebuilding the whole level each restart, now it just manually returns all objects to its default state. Move the player back to its default position, for example. Everything else you worked on that week you most likely won't even notice, so that week we mostly worked on levels, since we wanted to first have all the game mechanics polished before we could start working on creating different puzzles. Our original idea was to make a short game, so the game will only have like 20 levels. I made 10 levels and Babu made another 10. Only if things were that easy. Yo guys, right now it's exactly 12. No, it's already past 12 for 3 minutes. And fuck, we couldn't finish the game, bro. Hell. Yeah, the name of this video is kinda clickbait. What I will ask you though is, can you give me one more day?
I'm not asking you for a week. I'm not asking you for a month. I'm not asking you for a year.
101 days, 2 hours, 36 minutes and 10 seconds. Alright. Hey everyone, it's me after 101 days and 4 hours with something. So okay, we worked on this project a little bit longer than we planned originally. Today is December 12, 2025. And we started the project at September 1st. The itch.io page. I'm gonna upload the game here. You can play the web version. So you don't even have to download the game. You can play it in your browser. It works on mobile too, by the way. Alright. We chose public, now it's safe. That's it.